In the vast silence before the dawn, when the heavens still quiver with the last sighs of the night, a story unfolds that is older than any song sung by mortal lips. It is not merely a tale of gods and stars, but of desire, of vigilance, of the eternal rhythm that binds the sky and keeps chaos at bay. In the east, where the first kiss of light touches the trembling horizon, there lingers a softness that is not only celestial, but sensual, like a lover's fingertips brushing skin just before the body awakens. And in that softness, the story of the Zoria sisters begins. The firmament itself is their dwelling, a canopy alive with velvet darkness and jeweled fire. Yet beneath this serenity lies a beast of unspeakable hunger, a hound chained with cosmic iron, its jaws yearning to tear apart the universe. It stirs in the silence, its growl vibrating through the marrow of the sky. Only the sisters stand watch, eternal guardians at the threshold between creation and destruction. Their presence is the delicate balance of night and day, of endings and beginnings, of restraint and desire. Each star that glimmers is a breath of their being, each streak of dawn and shade of dusk a caress of their endless dance. The world below slumbers, unaware that its fragile continuation rests upon the devotion of these celestial maidens. The earth feels their touch in the rustle of leaves, in the swell of the tide, in the hushed sigh that escapes between darkness and light. All existence shivers beneath the sensual rhythm of their watchful love. The first among them, Zoria Utriana, is the Maiden of Dawn. She is the fragrance of dew upon the grass, the pale blush upon the horizon, the gentle stirring of breath before waking. Her presence is youthful, tender, luminous, her body adorned in the soft glow of first light. When she spreads her radiance across the sky, it is like the unveiling of a secret, intimate and delicate, filled with promise. She opens the day not with thunder, but with an almost imperceptible shiver, a trembling that is more felt than seen, the thrill of something beginning anew. Opposite her, Zoria the Chernia keeps vigil in the evening. She is the lingering warmth that settles after the sun has departed, the long embrace of shadows, the gentle sigh of rest after passion. Her beauty is more subdued, more languid, as though each gesture is steeped in wisdom and restraint. Her eyes hold the melancholy of twilight, yet within them simmers a deep flame of longing. When she casts her veil across the sky, it is like silk unfurling in a lover's hand, cloaking the world in mystery, inviting repose, yet whispering of secrets never fully confessed. Some say there is another, Zoria Polonochnia, the hidden sister, the midnight star. She is veiled in silence, shrouded in secrecy, her touch colder and yet more consuming. If she exists, she is the one who sees into the heart of desire unspoken, who drinks from the well of longing too dark to name. She is the breath of night, when the world is utterly still, when passion and fear mingle in the same heartbeat, when a single glance can undo the soul. Whether myth or truth, her presence lingers in the imagination, for every heart knows the taste of midnight. Together they form the cycle that encircles existence itself, and together they watch over the monstrous hound, chained yet restless, a beast that would swallow the cosmos whole. Its jaws clatter with hunger, its breath seethes like hot smoke rising from the abyss. And yet, though it strains and snarls, it cannot break free, for the sisters are vigilant, their eternal devotion stronger than its wrath. They are guardians, yes, but more than guardians. They are the embodiment of yearning contained, desire restrained, yet never extinguished. To gaze upon them is to understand that beauty is not only in what is revealed, but in what is withheld. The dawn that rises is sweeter because it hesitates, lingering in the edge of night. The dusk that falls is tender because it holds the last kiss of day in its fading glow. The midnight, if it comes, is terrifying and intoxicating because it dares to conceal what the heart longs to see. Thus the sisters teach that all existence is a balance between hunger and patience, between fire and restraint. The heavens themselves bend around their vigil. The moon bows low when they pass, the stars lean closer, the winds hush. Even the beast, maddened with endless desire to rend the universe, falls into uneasy stillness beneath their gaze. For their beauty is not only celestial but irresistible, woven into the fabric of time itself. They do not simply guard the world, they seduce it into continuing. Each cycle of day and night is a ritual of passion disguised as duty, of longing veiled in devotion.
Imagine the earth without their presence. A night that never ends, devouring all with its black hunger. A day that never comes, smothered before it can breathe. Without the Zorya, the hound would be unleashed, and desire would consume without restraint, annihilating what it sought to possess. But with them, desire is shaped, softened, made beautiful. Their vigilance is a lover's embrace holding chaos at bay. And so beneath every sunrise and sunset lies their secret story. When the first blush of morning spreads across the sky, it is Zorya Utrenya's tender hand caressing the world awake. When the last ember of light dissolves into twilight, it is Zorya Vechernyaya's soothing breath easing the world into sleep. When midnight shrouds all in mystery, it may be Polunochnya's hidden gaze, reminding mortals of the beauty of darkness, of the ache of things unseen. The story is not one of distant gods detached from human longing. No, it is intimate. For every lover who has waited at the edge of night for a beloved to return, every heart that has sighed as dawn broke after restless hours, every soul that has trembled in the silence of midnight, each has known the Zorya. They are not only guardians of the cosmos, but companions of desire itself, whispering through light and shadow, stirring passion as surely as they guard creation. And it is here, in this shimmering threshold between myth and heartbeat, between the cosmos and the flesh, that the tale unfolds. The sisters are eternal, yet their longing is eternal too. The hound may be chained, but desire is not. It strains, it trembles, it shakes the bonds of the sky itself. And always the Zorya stand watch, their beauty a fragile shield, their sensual devotion the quiet pulse that keeps the universe intact. Thus begins their myth, not with battle or conquest, but with silence, with breath, with the intoxicating rhythm of night and day entwined. It is a story of balance, of desire shaped into eternity, of guardians whose greatest power is not their strength, but their beauty, their restraint, their endless capacity to long and to love. And from this beginning, the universe itself leans closer, yearning to hear what follows.
In the tender unfolding of the heavens, when light and darkness entwine like lovers reluctant to part, the Zorya sisters reveal themselves. They are not distant figures painted upon the firmament, but living presences that breathe through every dawn, every dusk, and every silent stroke of midnight. To speak of them is to speak of beauty itself, of the pulse of femininity woven into the fabric of time, of the sensuality that lingers in beginnings, endings, and all the hidden spaces between. Zorya Utrianya, the morning star, is the first to step forward. She rises with the fragile light that trembles upon the horizon, her body wrapped in the blush of awakening skies. She is youth, tender and luminous, her smile soft as the petals that open to greet the sun. Her presence is a promise, one that whispers of renewal and possibility, of the sweetness that comes with the first touch after long absence. She is not forceful, but delicate, the kind of beauty that stirs the heart without demand. To behold her is to feel the rush of breath after sleep, the thrill of a world poised to begin again. Her eyes shimmer with the innocence of dawn, yet within them flickers a yearning that cannot be denied. She embodies beginnings, but beginnings are always tinged with longing for what has not yet been, for what might come, for the unknown sweetness of what lies ahead. Her touch is like dew upon the skin, cool yet inviting, awakening the body not with fire, but with anticipation. She is the first kiss of morning, the thrill of discovery, the tremor of desire before it bursts into flame. The earth listens to her when she arrives. Birds lift their voices, rivers brighten with her reflection, lovers open their eyes and find themselves smiling, though they know not why. She is the eternal pulse of awakening, always young, always radiant, always filled with a promise that can never be exhausted. Where Utrianya is luminous and fresh, Zorya Vyechernya, the evening star, is cloaked in serenity. She does not burst forth, but settles gracefully, a queen descending upon her throne of twilight. Her presence carries the weight of endings, yet in her arms those endings feel tender, even seductive. It is the hush after passion, the languid embrace that follows intensity, the sigh that lingers when words have already been spoken. In her beauty lies both comfort and mystery, a warmth that soothes and a shadow that tempts. Her eyes do not sparkle with youth, but glow with depth, like coals that smolder long after flames have passed. She understands desire not as a beginning, but as a memory, as something savored, held close, reluctant to fade. When she draws her veil of dusk across the sky, it is like silk slipping over bare shoulders, a gesture filled with intimacy and restraint. She invites not with urgency, but with patience, a slow unfolding that entices the soul to linger. She is not the thrill of first touch, but the sweetness of return, the profound stillness that comes when love has already been tasted and savored. When she leans close to the world, it is not to awaken it, but to soothe it, to remind all beings that even in parting there is tenderness, even in darkness there is beauty. Between them, some say, walks the third, Zoria Palunochnia, the midnight star. She is not always spoken of, for her presence is veiled, secretive, dwelling in the hush of darkness when even dreams are fragile. Where dawn awakens and dusk comforts, midnight conceals. She is the keeper of silences, of unspoken desires, of secrets too dangerous or too tender to name. Her body is clothed in shadow, her gaze heavy with mysteries, her breath the chill that runs along the spine when one lies awake in the deepest hours of night. If she exists, she is the most sensual of the sisters, not through touch, but through absence, not through offering, but through withholding. For in the silence of midnight, every whisper is amplified, every sigh becomes confession, every glance a temptation. She is the ache of desire held back, the tremble of anticipation in the dark, the pulse that insists even when the world seems still. Where Utrenia promises and Vechernia soothes, Palunochnia unsettles. She awakens what we hide, she stirs what we repress, she forces us to face the raw truth of our own hunger. She is the mirror we avoid and the lover we dream of, the embodiment of every longing we dare not speak. Some claim she walks only when the hound stirs, her steps a silken chain that quiets its rage. Others whisper that she drifts through mortal dreams, veiling herself in their desires, feeding on the heat of what they conceal. Whether guardian or sebaptress, she remains the most elusive of the sisters, the midnight silence that lingers long after dawn returns. Together, the three embody not merely the hours of a day, but the cycle of desire itself. Utrenia is the awakening, the quickening of blood, the first thrill of anticipation. The Chania is the fulfillment, the lingering embrace, the sweetness of having touched and been touched. Palunochnia is the secrecy, the withheld kiss, the restless longing that returns even after satisfaction. They are not only sisters, but reflections of the phases of womanhood, of the eternal rhythm of love itself. Innocence, fulfillment, mystery. And yet, though each stands distinct, they are not rivals. Their beauty lies in their harmony,
in the way their presences blend as day becomes night, as longing becomes fulfillment, as fulfillment fades into hidden ache. They are a cycle without rupture, a rhythm that repeats endlessly, each flowing into the other with the grace of a caress that never truly ends. To imagine one without the others is to fracture the sky itself, for dawn requires dusk, and dusk requires midnight, and midnight inevitably yields to dawn. The world below feels their presence in ways both subtle and overwhelming. Lovers who cling to each other as night falls are touched by Vechernyaya's hand. The solitary heart that stirs at first light feels Utrenyaya's whisper. And those who lie awake in silence, trembling with desires they cannot name, know the veiled caress of Polunochnaya. They are not remote guardians. They are intimate companions of mortal yearning. Their myth does not speak only of the stars, but of the heart's own cycles of passion and longing. Thus, the sisters stand in eternal vigil, embodiments of the most delicate truths of existence. They are not merely figures of light, but living metaphors of desire's ebb and flow, of the sweetness of beginnings, the depth of endings, and the ache of secrets unspoken. Their harmony holds the universe together, for in their balance lies the rhythm of all things. To know them is to understand that the cosmos itself is sensual, that every dawn and dusk, every shiver of midnight, is a love story whispered across eternity. And in their beauty lies both salvation and temptation. For while they guard against the beast that would devour the heavens, they also stir the same hunger in the hearts of mortals. To look upon them, even in imagination, is to be reminded that time itself seduces us, draws us forward, teases us with beginnings, soothes us with endings, unsettles us with silence. The Zorya are not just guardians of the sky, they are guardians of longing itself, the shimmering embodiment of what it means to desire, to ache, to surrender. They are three flames, three breaths, three whispers in the fabric of time, never ceasing, never yielding, never allowing the hound to break free. Yet beyond their vigilance, they are women eternal, radiating a sensual power that no star can hide. Their myth endures because it is not only about the cosmos, but about every mortal heart that beats, longs, and dreams beneath their watchful light.
Beneath the jeweled tapestry of the sky, where constellations hum with secret songs, a darker presence waits. In the shadows beyond the trembling veil of stars, the chained hound stirs. Its body is forged of night itself, its fur bristling with shards of void, its eyes glowing like twin abysses that hunger for the collapse of all things. Its growl is not a sound, but a vibration that shakes the marrow of creation, echoing in the hollows of mortal hearts. The creature's jaws yearn to shatter the firmament, to snap the thread that binds the heavens to the earth, to devour not only stars, but the very rhythm of time itself. The Zorya sisters know this beast better than any other. It is their charge, their burden, their eternal companion. They stand in vigilance while the hound thrashes against its cosmic chains, straining with fury, every breath a reminder of what waits should their gaze falter. Its hunger is not mindless. It is the hunger of pure desire, unshaped, uncontrolled, craving without limit. If it were ever freed, the world would drown in that ravenous passion, consumed not only in flame and shadow, but in the loss of all restraint. And so they stand watch. Dawn, dusk, and midnight encircle the beast, their beauty woven into chains of light, shadow, and silence. Utrenya greets the morning not only for mortals, but to bind the hound with the promise of beginnings. Vechernia gathers twilight not only as comfort, but as a silken leash of endings, soothing its restless thrashing. Polunoknia, in her secret hours, whispers silence that stills the beast when the night grows too long. Their duty is unending, their vigilance unbroken. To falter is to let desire devour the universe. Yet within their devotion another struggle stirs, for though they are guardians, they are also women, and women long for more than chains and vigilance. Utrenya feels it when she blushes the horizon with her tender light, as mortals stir beneath her touch, as lovers awaken in one another's arms. She aches to taste the same sweetness. She envies the kiss she awakens in others, the embrace she sees unfold beneath her radiance. Her heart trembles not only with duty, but with longing, for love not bound by ritual, for beginnings that belong to her alone.
Vechernia, too, bears her hidden ache. She watches mortals gather at the edge of night, sharing confessions, parting with tenderness, savoring closeness as shadows thicken. She soothes the world with serenity, yet her own arms feel empty. She drapes the sky with her silken veil, but who will draw a veil over her? Who will hold her in return? The dusk she gifts so generously to the world leaves her with a yearning that deepens as each day ends. A hunger not for duty, but for touch, for intimacy, for the quiet devotion of a heart that sees her not as guardian, but as beloved. And Polunoknia, veiled in secrecy, knows a different kind of torment. She slips through the dreams of mortals, brushing against their hidden desires, hearing the sighs they dare not confess in daylight. She tastes the heat of passion in their silences, feels the pulse of their yearning in the stillness of midnight. Yet she is forever apart, forever forbidden, a shadow that stirs what others may feel but never claims it for herself. Her longing is heavier than her sister's. It is the weight of every unspoken desire, every forbidden hunger. She is the keeper of secrets, but her own heart threatens to burst beneath the ones she carries. Thus, the conflict is not only cosmic, but intimate. The hound strains against its bonds, embodiment of chaos and desire unrestrained. The sisters, luminous and eternal, stand guard, embodying restraint shaped into beauty. Yet within them burns the same fire they chain. Their longing is as fierce as the beasts, though hidden beneath veils of light and shadow. They ache for freedom, for love, for the simple intoxication of surrender. But to give in would be to risk all, to let desire overwhelm duty, to let chaos slip its chains. And so they remain divided, torn between their role as guardians and their hearts as women. Every dawn is a promise kept and a yearning deferred. Every dusk is a comfort offered and a touch denied. Every midnight is a silence preserved and a hunger deepened. The tension coils in them like the hound's own growl, pressing against the delicate bonds of their devotion. Utrenia feels her desire as a shiver in her skin, like the quiver of light that spreads across the horizon. Sometimes, as she leans close to awaken the earth, she imagines what it would be to lean close to a lover instead, to awaken not the world, but one heart beating against hers. She feels it in her lips, in the way the dawn longs to kiss the earth.
Vechernia feels her ache in her breath, in the languid hush she spreads across the sky. The twilight she drapes is as soft as skin, as intimate as the sheets lovers share. She knows the sweetness of endings, but she yearns for endings that leave her fulfilled, not only serene. Her body holds the memory of touches never given, embraces never claimed. Polunochnia carries her torment deeper, for hers is a hunger born of silence. She feels it in her chest, in the weight of every sigh mortals release into the dark. Their longing pierces her like arrows, each dream of love, each secret kiss, each forbidden desire. She feels them all, yet none belong to her. She is full of others' passions and empty of her own. Her body is both vessel and void, swollen with yearning that has no outlet. The hound senses this. It watches them with eyes like wells of hunger, recognizing in them its own reflection. For what is the beast but desire unchained? Its growls mirror their sighs, its thrashing mirrors their tremors, its hunger mirrors their longing. It pulls harder at its bonds whenever their hearts beat too quickly, whenever their gaze lingers too long on the world they cannot touch. It knows they are guardians, but it also knows they are women. If they were to break, even for a heartbeat, it would be free. Thus the heavens hold their breath, caught in the fragile balance between guardianship and yearning. The Zoria sisters remain poised, luminous, sensual, aching, and eternal. They are the line between order and chaos, between the restraint that preserves the universe and the desire that could consume it. And within their hearts the question lingers like a sigh. Can longing be endured forever, or must it one day break free, as the hound itself longs to do?
The night deepens beyond its natural span, stretched taut like a bowstring trembling before it snaps. Stars pulse with unease, their light flickering as though they too feel the strain that shivers through the cosmos. The moon hangs swollen and restless, its glow a pale witness to what brews between shadow and light. In the heart of the sky, the chained hound growls, its massive body writhing against the bonds that hold it. Sparks of darkness scatter with each violent thrash, raining down like shards of broken night. The beast senses weakness, not in the chains themselves, but in the hearts of its guardians.
The sisters feel it too. Utrenya, radiant dawn, trembles with the ache of longing she cannot silence. Her light glows faintly along the edge of the horizon, yet she does not rise. She lingers, suspended between night and day, her body shivering with the desire to break free, to cast aside duty, to surrender to the sweetness she has so long denied herself. Her lips part as though she is about to whisper a lover's name, though none has ever been hers. Even the faintest breeze carries her sigh across the horizon like a caress. Vechernia, serene gusk, is wrapped in her own turmoil. The twilight that usually soothes the world is now heavy with her sighs. Her skin tingles as though touched by unseen hands, and her breath deepens with every pulse of the hound's struggle. She wants to lay down her veil of endings, to let herself be held, to feel her body melt into another's warmth. For centuries she has cradled the world in calmness, but who will cradle her when her composure cracks? The yearning twists within her, sharp and irresistible, softening her dignity into raw need. And Polunochnaya, keeper of silence, feels her veil thinning. The sighs of mortals, the cries of lovers, the hidden hungers she carries in secret swell within her until they nearly break her apart. Each groan of the hound is echoed by her own muffled breath, each thrash mirrored by the pounding of her pulse. Desire pools in her veins like molten night, thick and unbearable, demanding release. She presses her hands to her chest as though to hold herself together, but the silence she commands wavers, breaking into soft gasps that ripple through the dark. The beast thrashes harder, its chains rattling with furious music, a rhythm of chaos entwined with yearning. Its hunger is no longer merely destruction, it is seduction, coaxing the sisters to see in it a mirror of themselves. Each pull of its bonds seems to say, "You are like me. You hunger, you ache. Why restrain what is most alive within you?" Its glowing eyes fix upon them, not with malice, but with invitation, promising the ecstasy of surrender, the intoxicating collapse of every boundary.
The sisters gather close, their light weaving together. Yet even in union they cannot still the trembling in their hearts. Utrenya leans against Viachernyaya, her youthful fire pressing into the dusk's serene curves. Viachernyaya's hands linger on her sister's arm, tender yet hesitant, fingers trembling as though yearning to claim what they are forbidden to touch. Polonochno watches, her own body swaying toward theirs, her lips parted as though to speak, but releasing only a shiver of breath. In that moment, their bond is more than duty. It is a living ache, a closeness so charged it trembles on the edge of something forbidden. Their longing spills into the heavens. Stars flicker more feverishly, the constellations blur, as if blushing at the intimacy of their guardians. Every sigh, every shiver, every unspoken yearning becomes a thread pulling tighter at the fabric of the universe. The sisters' beauty, once serene, now burns with fevered glow, sensuality sharpened by restraint. Their forms shimmer as if made of both flesh and light, their presence intoxicating, dangerous, necessary. The hound senses the tipping point. With a howl that splits the silence, it lunges, pulling its chains so taut they glisten like molten silver.
The sound shakes the heavens, rattles the bones of the earth, and sends waves of heat surging through the sisters' bodies. They gasp as one, their breath mingling with the beast's growl, desire and danger fused into a single exhalation. For an instant, restraint buckles. Utrenya arches her back, her light flaring, as though she would burst into the arms of a lover. Viechernaya closes her eyes, lips parting with a moan that carries the weight of centuries unsatisfied. Polunochna grips the darkness, her nails carving silence into threads, her body trembling with a need too vast to contain. The three of them, bound to one another and to their duty, stand on the knife edge between control and surrender. Their senses ignite in harmony with the beast's thrashing. The chains it strains against vibrate like strings plucked on a forbidden instrument, sending shudders of resonance through the very marrow of the cosmos. The sound is a music of hunger and promise, of destruction and ecstasy, and it pours into the sisters like a tide. Their breath quickens, their skin glows with fevered light, their eyes darken with unspoken desire.
Utrenya feels it in her lips, the kiss she has never given pressing at the edges of her dawn. Her body hums with need, her light trembling across the horizon like a lover's hand, hesitant yet insistent. She aches to surrender, to let her radiance fall not upon the earth, but into arms that would claim her fully. Vichernya feels it in her arms, the embrace she has longed to give but never received. The twilight that drapes the sky feels like fabric stretched across her body, like skin waiting to be caressed. Her hands tremble with the ghost of touches denied, her serenity collapsing into yearning too deep to hide. Polunochnia feels it in her silence, in the way her stillness fractures under the weight of every desire she has absorbed. Her gasps spill into the night, fragile yet fierce, soft yet undeniable. She is drenched in the sighs of mortals, in their confessions, in their forbidden dreams, and in this moment her own voice joins them, breaking free. The hound howls again, a sound that is not rage, but something deeper, an echo of their own longing, magnified. Its eyes glow brighter, and for a heartbeat the sisters wonder if they are looking not at the beast, but at themselves, unchained, unrestrained, unashamed. Their light, shadow, and silence intertwine, their bodies trembling in proximity, their breaths mingling, their restraint cracking at the seams. The world trembles with them, caught in their fevered tension. The climax is unbearable, exquisite and perilous. Passion and peril entwined, love and destruction pressing into the same space. Desire and duty locked in a kiss that has not yet, but might at any moment break free. The heavens themselves seem to sigh, caught in their rapture. The chains hold, but only barely. The sisters hold, but only just. Everything quivers on the brink of surrender, as if the entire universe longs to know whether the guardians will remain eternal sentinels or yield for one breath to the irresistible call of their own hearts.
The chaos of the night quivers and subsides, like a storm reluctantly surrendering to the calm of the sea. The hound, massive and ravenous, thrashes one final time against the chains of cosmic iron. Sparks of shadow fly and rain across the firmament, illuminating the trembling silhouettes of the sisters. For a heartbeat, it seems the universe itself might unravel under the weight of unbridled desire, the threads of creation vibrating with the resonance of danger and longing. But then, as if drawn by some invisible hand, the beast falters. Its eyes, still glowing with hunger, meet the gazes of the Zoria sisters, and in that instant, recognition passes between them. They are not merely adversaries. They are the reflection of its own desire for release, tempered by purpose and restraint. Utrenya leans forward, her tender light spreading across the horizon, brushing against the beast like a whisper of dawn that soothes rather than scorches. She extends not force but presence, a gentle, radiant caress that calms the trembling monster. Vyachernya mirrors this, wrapping the twilight around the hound like a comforting embrace. Her serene glow seeps into the shadows, softening edges, tempering rage with calm, and coaxing submission from a creature that has not known restraint in millennia. She does not strike, she does not command, she persuades with the quiet power of patience, the intimacy of understanding. The hound grows still, its growls reduced to low rumbles, chains straining but unbroken, held by a delicate balance of vigilance and seduction. Polunochnaya presence, veiled in midnight, completes the containment. She does not need to touch the beast to bind it. Her silence, heavy and intimate, flows through the dark spaces of the cosmos, threading itself around the hound like invisible reins. She presses her gaze upon it, and it falters, recognizing in her veiled power a reflection of its own unchecked desire. In the hush that follows, the world itself seems to breathe again, the tension of hours suspended in the ether dissolving into calm.
The sisters stand together, bodies luminous with the residue of passion, shivering from the intensity of their ordeal. Though the hound is contained and the universe intact, they are changed. Their duty remains immutable and eternal, but the fire of longing has left a mark upon them. Utrenya's youthful glow holds a faint tremor of hunger remembered, a radiant ache that hints at pleasures she has never fully tasted. Vicernya's twilight carries a subtle warmth, a lingering caress of desire that blends into the serenity she gifts the world. Polunochnya's midnight is deeper, heavier, infused with the sweetness and torment of unspoken yearnings, her silence vibrating with intimate echoes of what might have been. The sisters reaffirmed their eternal roles with renewed understanding. They are guardians of the cosmos, keepers of the balance between light and shadow, day and night, desire and restraint. But now, in the quiet aftermath, they move with a heightened awareness of their own sensuality, of the delicate tension between their hearts and the universe they preserve. Their vigilance is no longer merely duty, it is charged with the memory of the fire they contained within themselves, tempered by the knowledge of what it means to ache and to desire. Even as they settle back into their eternal positions, the world beneath them pulses with subtle echoes of their presence. The first light of dawn carries a tender, almost intoxicating warmth, a whisper of Utrenya's yearning. Twilight deepens with a lingering richness, a subtle invitation drawn from Vicernya's quiet ache. Midnight falls with a weight that is both comforting and stirring, a reminder of Polyunochnya's hidden depths, of desire held close and potent in its silence. Each hour of the day and night now bears the imprint of what has transpired, the sisters' own intensity woven into the very rhythm of existence. They have survived the peak of cosmic peril, and in doing so they have discovered a new layer of themselves. Their beauty is more potent, not for vanity, but for the intimate understanding of their own longing. They carry a vulnerability now, a sensual awareness that does not diminish their power, but deepens it. Their eternal vigil continues, but it is no longer a sterile duty. It is a delicate dance of passion restrained, a song of desire that echoes subtly through every dawn, dusk, and midnight.
The hound remains, chained but patient, an ever-present reminder of what might resurface should vigilance waver. The sisters do not fear it now, for they know that their connection to each other, to desire, and to the universe is what holds chaos at bay. Their beauty, their sensuality, their yearning, once hidden beneath layers of duty, now infuse their very essence, giving them a magnetism that is both dangerous and protective. They are eternal, yes, but they are also profoundly alive. Each shiver, each sigh, a testament to the interplay between love, longing, and restraint. In the aftermath, the sisters linger for a moment longer, savoring the quiet intimacy of survival. Utrenya's light drifts gently across the horizon, golden tendrils brushing against the faint shadows of night, a gentle reminder that even desire restrained can leave a lasting glow. Vetrennaya folds her twilight closer around her body, feeling the lingering heat of longing that now rests like a secret against her skin. Poluknatsha's midnight stretches over the sky like a velvet curtain, heavy yet supple, each fold hiding echoes of passion held and controlled. The cosmos itself seems to lean closer, reverent. The air shimmers subtly with the memory of what has been restrained, of the passion that danced at the edge of annihilation, of the intimate closeness the sisters shared, even as they held the universe in balance. Stars twinkle more knowingly, constellations bend with a faint, playful grace, and the moon lingers just a moment longer over the horizon, as though savoring the intimate triumph of restraint entwined with desire. Thus the outcome is sealed. The hound is contained, the universe preserved, and the sisters remain eternal. But they are transformed. The fire of longing has not diminished. It has been tempered, refined into a quiet strength, a sensual awareness that flows through their eternal duties. Their beauty is not untouched by desire, it is deepened by it, marked by vulnerability and tempered by their profound understanding of restraint. They continue to watch the cosmos, vigilant and luminous,
Yet beneath the surface lies a pulse of longing that only eternity can contain. Every dawn, dusk, and midnight now carries an intimate resonance, a reminder that the guardians are not distant and unfeeling, they are sensual, alive, and achingly aware of every thread of desire that threads through the universe. In that subtle, exquisite tension, their power is absolute. The balance is preserved, the hound restrained, and the sisters themselves forever transformed, carrying within them the memory of what it is to ache, to desire, and to hold all creation in the embrace of their own radiant, eternal longing. Even in the quiet, unspoken moments, they feel the residue of the night's climax in every breath, in every shiver of their light, shadow, and silence. They are changed yet resolute. They are eternal, sensual, and more deeply aware than ever of the delicate, intoxicating interplay between desire and duty. The universe may trust them, but they know themselves now in ways that will never be forgotten. Each pulse of longing, each tremor of passion, every ache and sigh, permanently woven into the tapestry of their immortal souls.
The night stretches endlessly, as though reluctant to surrender to the rhythm of day, and the stars tremble with a light both ancient and intimate. Their glow is soft yet insistent, like the memory of a touch that lingers long after the hands have parted. The sky itself seems to hold its breath, caught between the infinite and the intimate, aware of the paradox that rests in its center. The Zoria sisters, eternal guardians of the heavens, radiant and commanding, and yet, beneath that light, burning with a longing that cannot be quenched. Utrenyaya, luminous morning star, hovers near the first edge of dawn, her glow spilling like honey across the horizon. She radiates warmth, life, and the promise of awakening. Yet within her chest beats a tender ache. She knows that for every world she stirs to consciousness, for every heart she awakens to possibility, her own desire remains suspended, an echo in the corridors of her immortal being. Each sunbeam she scatters carries both light and a secret pulse of longing, a reminder that even the most radiant duty cannot erase the hunger of the heart. The Chernyaya, serene evening star, drapes her twilight across the sky with gentle authority. Her aura soothes the world, drawing mortals into rest, lulling them with the comfort of endings. Yet she walks the fine line between serenity and longing, aware that her touch, so carefully measured, cannot fill the emptiness she carries. Her ache is quiet but pervasive, an intimate hum beneath the vast cloak of her light. She feels the pulse of night in her bones, the subtle call of closeness and intimacy, a desire she can never fully satisfy. The dusk she offers is rich, tender, intoxicating, and yet it is only a shadow of the warmth she secretly craves. Polunachnaya, the veiled midnight,
drifts through silence like a soft exhalation of darkness. She is the keeper of secrets, the watcher of hidden desires, yet she cannot escape the yearning she collects in her own heart. Every sigh of mortal love she absorbs, every clandestine embrace she glimpses, is a thread woven into her own longing. Her darkness, though protective and commanding, is heavy with unspent passion, a reservoir of desire that has no outlet. And yet she holds it still, as she has held the hound, as she has held the universe, for the balance depends upon restraint as much as it does upon vigilance.
The paradox of their existence is a tapestry of light and shadow, desire and duty. They stand eternal, unwavering, their forms shimmering in the interplay of sun, dusk, and midnight. And yet, in their veins flows a pulse of sensuality that is neither hidden nor muted. It is alive, vibrant, and tethered to the very cosmos they protect. Their beauty is not simply in radiance, it is in the tension between what is given and what is held, what is shared and what is secret. The exquisite ache that marks them as both eternal and profoundly alive. The universe depends upon their vigilance. Every heartbeat of the cosmos, every shift of light and shadow, every rotation of day into night is measured against the delicate balance of their presence. And yet, the sisters know the intimate truth. To guard the universe is to deny themselves. Every pulse of desire suppressed, every shiver of longing restrained, is a tribute to the worlds that trust them. They are the line between order and chaos, a living embodiment of the tension that makes existence itself possible. Their duty is absolute, yet within it burns the fire of what might have been, the sweetness of what is denied, the depth of passion deferred, yet remembered. The hound remains chained, a sentinel of unrestrained hunger, yet it is mirrored in the sisters' own hearts. They feel its presence as a whisper, a vibration that pulses in their veins like a faint caress. It is a reminder that desire is never absent, that longing is never truly conquered, and that the dance of restraint and surrender is as eternal as the cosmos itself. They carry this awareness like a secret perfume, invisible to those who cannot perceive it, yet potent, lingering, and undeniable. The paradox defines them: to hold the universe together, yet ache with longing; to provide light, comfort, and silence, yet feel the intimate tug of desire threading through their bones. This is the burden and the blessing of the Zoria sisters, a truth that resonates not only across the heavens, but also within the hearts of those who witness the story, even from afar. It is a reflection of life itself, where love and duty coexist, where passion is tempered by restraint, and where desire, though often unfulfilled, becomes a source of profound depth and richness. Across the heavens, stars shimmer with a knowing light. their glow a gentle echo of the sisters' secret ache. Constellations bend ever so slightly, tracing lines that whisper of longing restrained yet alive. Night winds stir softly through the cosmos, carrying with them an intimate pulse, a quiet vibration that moves through every corner of the sky. It is a rhythm of desire and devotion, a cadence that both reassures and awakens, reminding all who dwell beneath that the balance of the universe is inseparable from the intimacy of its guardians' hearts. In the hush of this eternal night, the sisters exchange no words, yet their connection is palpable. Utranyaya's glow brushes against Vetranyaya's twilight, a soft caress that vibrates with unspoken understanding. Polonoshnaya drifts close, a veil of midnight enfolding them both, holding their warmth and desire in a shared silence. Their proximity, their luminous harmony, becomes a meditation on longing itself, the ache that heightens beauty, the restraint that deepens sensation, the fire that persists even in the quietest corners of eternity. The heavens themselves seem to lean closer, reverent. Meteors streak across the sky with the grace born of the sisters' presence, their fleeting light like whispered touches that dissolve before they can be claimed. Planets revolve with a subtle lilt, a slow rhythmic dance that mirrors the pulse of restrained desire. The moon hangs in contemplation, casting a pale, intimate glow over the cosmos, illuminating the delicate tension that binds passion to duty, fire to ice, longing to eternity. Even the darkness is no longer simply absence, it is weighted with sensuality. Every shadow folds over the next, like the embrace of fingers against skin. Every ripple of starlight suggests the brush of a lover's breath. The sisters' presence is infused into the very fabric of the universe, so that every wind, every shift of light, every distant shimmer is a reminder of the intimacy they carry, of the beauty of desire held and yet never released. It is the quiet power of longing, immortalized across the tapestry of stars, woven into the rhythm of creation itself.
And for those who look upon the night, there is a lesson as subtle as it is profound. Desire and restraint coexist in harmony, each giving meaning to the other. Love is not diminished when unfulfilled. It is transformed, becoming a gentle current that flows through the cosmos and through the heart. To hold oneself, to hold others, and to hold the universe itself requires the same balance, awareness, tenderness, and the exquisite ache that comes from knowing both what is desired and what must be preserved. The Zorya sisters continue their eternal vigil, each pulse of their light a meditation, each shadow a whisper of restraint, each silence a reservoir of sensuality and longing. They are immortal, luminous, and achingly human in the secret depths of their hearts. The night winds carry their presence, stirring the universe with a quiet, persistent rhythm.
Stars shimmer more softly. The constellations curve with a delicate grace, and the moon bathes all creation in a pale, intimate glow. All of it hums with the subtle, irresistible cadence of desire held and honored, a testament to the paradox of beauty, power, and yearning. Thus, this story of the Zoria sisters closes not with an end, but with a reflection, an invitation to witness, to feel, to remember. Desire and duty, longing and restraint, intimacy and cosmic vigilance, they coexist, interwoven like threads of starlight in a vast eternal tapestry. The sisters hold the universe with unwavering care, yet in the quiet folds of their hearts, the pulse of longing continues to echo, soft and persistent, a gentle fire that warms the heavens and those who pause to watch, to wonder, to ache along with them. And in that lingering glow, in the night winds that ripple across the stars, and in the subtle shimmer of the sky itself, the pulse of desire can still be felt, quiet, persistent, beautiful, and eternal. It is a reminder that even in the vastness of duty and the expanse of eternity, longing, intimacy, and love persist, weaving a sensual, luminous rhythm that mirrors the very heart of the cosmos.